Get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm raising the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop.
If you are new to my channel, my name is Ohemaa. Welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, hey. I know it's been a while. Spring break happened, and then family life happened, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But honey, family life is yeah. So, I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things without missing too many days. I will try to not miss as many days as possible, okay? Now, today we're going to do this denim-inspired makeup look, and I tried not to cut up my clips into very little pieces. I will also link all the products I used down below in the description, so absolutely check it out because I don't remember the exact specific names of the products that I used. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. So we'll figure it out from there. Okay, so first I went in, the primer is a hydrating primer from POV. I blended that in, dried it down, and then I'm using the Fenty 495 concealer. This is the deepest concealer that they have, and this is the concealer that gives me a skin tone looking shade. I can blend this in and just set it with some powder, set it with some setting spray and go. I don't have to put foundation on, but I was filming a project for a brand and I was like, let me just go all out and do a full base just to hide and fix all the things and make it look beautiful in HD, 4K, 8K. 9K, whatever K I have. Anyway, you can see that blending this concealer in with the brush absolutely covers everything I needed to cover, and it stays and looks beautiful. It gets my skin looking as flawless as possible. So I will keep preaching this. If you are somebody who has any discoloration in your skin and your skincare is not taking care of it, absolutely get a skin tone concealer and try this out. Just blend it in over the spots that you need to cover up, and if you need to share it out, use a blending sponge, share it out, and watch the skin look like skin and glow at the same time. Okay, I absolutely love how this concealer blended in. Look at it, like it is ridiculously flawless. I love it, absolutely. Oh, and I also love the simple fact that concealer alone matches my glow and I don't have to worry about it being too matte. To get over the color or lines of demarcation, I'm using a brush that I use to blend my concealer, my foundation, and I'm using that to flawlessly blend in the concealer. This is what I mean by you can get away with concealer only for a beautiful, flawless skin, and you don't need like foundation and all of that. So if you find that you don't like a full face of makeup, definitely try this out. You will love it, okay? Now I'm going in with this foundation that we tried. This is the NYX Make 'em Wonder foundation. Absolutely beautiful, blends in like a dream, 45 shades, and there are only 2 or 3 shades that work for deep skin tones, and for me, I am the second deepest shade from the deepest shade. Okay, so I applied a few lines on my face and I'm blending it in with a very old Morphe brush. I like fluffy brushes like this for blending in my foundations because, honey, it just looks beautiful. Do you see how quickly I blended it in? And also, you see how flawless it looks. Laying down a concealer before the foundation absolutely helps my skin looks very flawless. And also, I don't have to worry about any orange peeking through my foundation, my base, because I did an orange color corrector. I have been loving using a skin tone concealer as a color corrector because it blends into everything seamlessly and it helps hide everything that I need to hide. Okay, this is what it looks like, everything blended in. I love it. Also, if you feel like your concealer moves, definitely go ahead and set it into place before you apply your foundation. That way everything looks beautiful and blended in together. Okay, I'm going in with my Fenty 480 concealer. This concealer looks very light on me, but it is my highlighted shade. So I'm applying that in all the places that I want to get a little bit more brightness. The move is to let the concealer sit for a few minutes before you dry it down. The thing is, with the Fenty Pro Filter, they dry down a lot quicker and they're also very, very thick. So if you're going to use it, you have to start blending it in as soon as possible. Also, don't overuse it because this product, it blends and it covers a lot. I always sometimes forget and I put too much and then I have too much concealer on my face. This product is something that you only need a little bit of it. I feel like they're probably not like still popular because I don't see anybody talking about it, but the Fenty Pro Filter concealers are legitimately really, really good, beautiful coverage, and I love what they look like on the skin. Do we want to see me blend this concealer in all the way through? No? Well, we're gonna see me blend this concealer all the way through, okay? I am using this brush that came from the Ray X BH Cosmetics collab. Yes, I still have it. Yes, I still use it. And it is a beautiful brush for applying powder and blending concealer. I love using it. So I'm going to use that to blend in the concealer diligently. And when you're blending a concealer or foundation in with a brush, time definitely is what you need. If you find that after you use a brush to blend, it looks patchy and you don't like it, you can absolutely go over it with a damp blending sponge and blend everything in together. If it's still looking patchy, then it means that you're letting your concealer dry too much before you blend it in. So try to blend it in as soon as you can or with less time, and then go over it with your blending sponge. But I'm not using any sponges today. Okay. This is what it ends up looking like. Beautiful skin tone looking, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous blend. I love this blend. I have a wedding coming up and I think I will do this blend for the wedding. I might just repeat the same exact routine because this routine gives me the most flawless, the least flashback, absolutely gorgeous skin. I did a full video on the Huda Beauty pressed powders, and if you haven't seen it, you should absolutely go and watch it. I'm going in with the deepest one to set in all the places that I put my concealer. I'm using a very flat powder brush to push in this powder. It has some pigment to it, but as you can see, it matches the tone of my makeup very, very beautifully. So I'm going in with it. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't want to do the foundation, after you apply the concealer that I showed you in that first step, you can go in with this powder, press it in, blend out the edges, apply some blush, a contour, whatever, and you can go. But this powder is very, very nice. I like what it ends up making my skin look like. It is beautiful and it looks nice. Just look at that. Looks really, really nice. After I apply the deepest shade, I go in with the second deepest shade and I put that over it to give me a more highlighted look because I do want the parts that I put the concealer to pop. So this is me going in with that second lightest shade or the second deepest shade to give me slightly more of a highlighted look. I don't want my highlighted areas or my concealed areas to stand out too much. So this works very, very, very well for me. Now, have you tried the Huda Beauty pressed powders? If not, give them a try. If you have tried it, let me know what you do or do not like about it, and let's talk about it down below in the comments, okay? Now, at this point, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe and leave me a comment down below to let me know what you think about this video. I'm going in with the white powder from Huda Beauty. This is Sugar Cookie, I think. It's definitely Sugar Cookie. It's a white powder, but it does not have any color. It is transparent and it blends into my skin beautifully. I will be using it to set my whole entire face. I believe this has been adding a beautiful, flawless look to my makeup, and I love what powders have been doing for me lately, okay? It took me a while to find good powders that will work to set my whole face, to set my concealer, to set my foundation, all of that. But now that I have found these powders, I absolutely love them. I love using them. And in the end, you're going to see how flawless and blurred out my skin looks. I like to build them up slowly, but I definitely use it to blend in and essentially mattify all the glossy shine on my skin. My skin still looks glowy, but I definitely want to set and keep everything down and in place, which includes all the glowy parts of my face. Okay, so I'm using a huge powder brush from Sigma. I will put the exact name of that down below as well, so definitely check it out. And I like patting it in and pushing it and pressing it. I don't swipe at it, I pat it in, you know, so that I can make sure that the powder is sitting exactly where I want it to sit and is setting exactly where I need it to set. Let's go in with some contour. We're using the House Labs contour stick. It is absolutely beautiful and it blends in like a dream. I have been using it ever since I showed it to you. So if you haven't yet tried it, or if you haven't yet picked it up, maybe go ahead and try it out. If you don't like it, let me know why. But if you do love it, let me know which shade you use, because look how quickly this is blending in. It blends in so nice. And I love the shade of it. There is a deeper shade compared to the one I'm using, but I like using the second deeper shade because I'm able to build it up and it absolutely looks stunning on the skin. I can build it up, I can make it deeper if I want to, but I like, for this look, I wanted to do like a subtle looking contour bronze type of situation, you know, like just light shadows, you know. I don't like blending, or I don't like writing on my forehead with the contour stick because of what it is. I like when I have to get it from the brush and apply it to my forehead, because I realize that if I draw on my forehead, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to blend it in, right? So I like going into the product, rubbing my brush over it, and then applying it to my forehead. It looks really good that way, and that's how I like it. It is pretty. This one is not as purple as the Rare Beauty one. I'm taking the same contour with more like a blending brush and applying it to my nose to contour my nose and my brows. I like to apply it on the nose and blend it in a little bit at a time, because if I put too much contour on my nose, it's gonna end up looking too stark because the sides of my nose just come dark by, I don't know. Every time I apply too much contour, it doesn't look good. Let's move on to the brows, okay? I am brushing up my very non-existent brows and just making sure the hairs are in place, and I'm going to go ahead and fill it in, and I will be using my very favorite, my Ride or Die, and my absolutely beautiful Morphe, no, the Fenty Brow MVP Brow Pencil. This is the shade Deep Black. The Morphe, no, the Fenty brow pencils in the shape Deep Black is a very black brow pencil that absolutely looks beautiful on me. It shows up very nicely, and it is able to, you know, give me a very defined brow look, and I love it. Sometimes if I don't want a very defined look, I just don't have to press it down too much. Just lightly press it down and blend it in, and it looks really good. I am going to go ahead and fill in or outline the bottom parts of my brows, and then I will outline the upper parts of my brows, and then I will go ahead and fill in the middle part of it so that it looks beautiful and blended in. After that, I will take the pointy side of the pencil and use it to draw hair-like strokes in the front. Doing it this way prevents me from needing an additional product to draw hair-like strokes, but I do have something that I can use to create hair-like strokes, and you know, that is okay. This is what it looks like. Absolutely stunning compared to my other brow, which is not bad. If I want to have like a natural brow look, I just won't fill it in. But the Fenty brow definitely gives me a beautiful look. Let's prep the eyes for eyeshadow. I've been loving and using the Morphe Solo Artist base. It's actually also a creamy eyeshadow, but I like using it as an eyeshadow base because it holds on to my foundation It holds on to my eyeshadow very, very well, and I love it. Okay. So I like to place it down and blend it in all over my eyes. I blend it in so that it looks really, really beautiful, and then I let it dry. Blending it in is definitely something that you have to take seriously because it can get patchy if you don't blend it in very well, okay? Just blend it in and see what it looks like, but absolutely take your time when you're blending it in and make sure that it looks beautiful, okay? I have a confession to make. Ever since I tried that Rare Beauty matte, soft matte bronzer, the deepest one, I have been using it as a transition shade. I used it in my last video as the sole eyeshadow in the look. And today I'm also using it as a transition shade for the eyeshadow. I really like it. It looks really, really good. And it actually blends in very nicely into my dark skin as a eyeshadow transition shade. You know, I really like it. Look how perfect this looks. It looks really, really pretty, and I really like it. Next, I'm going into the Juvia's Place Wahala palette, and there's like a dark gray shade in there, and I'm using it to deepen my crease. I prefer to use shades like this to deepen my crease because if I use black, it would be too intense and it just will not look so good. I just apply that into my crease, build it up very, very slowly because I'm already going to go in with a very deep shade. So I wanted something to just look a little bit on the smoky side, but I didn't want it to be too much. You know what I mean? This suit combo by itself is something that I can wear, but I just wanted to try to match the blue to my shirt. So that's what I was trying to do. But I really like this almost black combo with the Rare Beauty blush, no, bronzer combo. It looks really, really good and I really like it. You know, looks really nice. Next, I'm going in with this very blue shade from the Wahala palette. Blending it in, it blends in a lot deeper than it's showing in the palette. And I know that it could be because I don't have a white base. So if I had a white base, it might blend out better. But right now, I was just rolling with it, hoping to be able to build up the blue to make it match my shirt. I did post a little transition video, and a lot of people kind of seem to see that I was trying to achieve a denim look, which actually made me very happy because sometimes I make a look and I don't know if people actually understand what I'm trying to do, but it makes me happy when I can see that they see, or when you see that I was trying to match to my shirt. The thing is, this blue actually blends out kind of green, which was a bit nerve-wracking when I was doing it, but I just kept going in hopes of being able to build up the blue. But in actuality, it does blend in a little bit more green. And then the more I build on top of it, the more the blue comes out. So if you're going to be using the Wahala palette, that blue in the Wahala palette, absolutely put it over a white base or at least a lighter base than I am. That way you can get that blue out of it. Because if you blend it on a slightly more muted, slightly more skin tone base, it will absolutely blend in green and whatever shade this has got going on over here. I didn't mind it because I knew I could build up and blue it out a little bit. I am absolutely using my Huda Beauty pressed powder to define the edges of my look. Hi, baby. Next, we're going in with a Sephora Collection Precision Liner. If you don't know about this liner, definitely get into it. I pick one up every time there's a sale because it is very black. It goes down very beautifully. It dries down very matte. And as dark skin as I am, it actually does show up on my skin tone and it stands out and it actually looks like I have eyeliner on. Some eyeliners don't do that for me. Some eyeliners stay shiny. Some eyeliners just don't work. This one actually really works. So if you haven't yet tried it, definitely go ahead and try it. Sephora Collection Precision Eyeliner. I am using it to build a very small wing liner because I didn't want the wing to take over my face. I actually just needed something to hide my lash band. I will be using one of the small Ardell lashes that don't come with a band, and those are very hard for me to put on. So I needed a liner to help hide it. So that's why I'm putting it down, okay? This is all that it is. It's stunning. I applied my lip liner. This lip liner is the Morphe Trendsetter lip liner. If I'm not mistaken, it definitely looks like Trendsetter to me. I think it is. I'll put the exact shade down below. But you know, Morphe came out with new lip liners, and this is one of them. I really like the tone of it. It's not too deep and it's beautiful, and I just love adding a ashy lip shade to it. So that's what I did. I'm gonna go in with this blush, and I'm using my fingers to apply it. I'm gonna post a full video on the blushes later, but I just wanted to show you which blush I used, okay? So that's the blush that I used, and after I blended it in, this is the finished look, honey. I love it. Very cute, very simple, very full coverage, very flawless look. If you try this look, definitely go ahead and tag me in the comments or in socials, and I will come check it out. I will put the lip shade also down below for you to check out. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and if you're not yet subscribed, definitely go ahead and subscribe down below so you don't miss any future uploads from me. Thank you so much for watching. Love you lots, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm racing the clock. Even if my feelings grind, don't stop.